Her 6-month-old daughter disappeared in Shasta County almost 8 months ago.
Yeah, the whole ordeal surrounding baby Ember started in July of last year. We're going to hear from Ember's mom, Jamie Lee Graham, in a moment. But first, let's take a moment to go back to the beginning of the story for you. On July 2nd, 2015, the 6-month-old was reported missing from her crib in Happy Valley by her father, Matthew Graham. The search for Ember gained international attention as Shasta County Sheriff's deputies and volunteers looked for her in the Igo and Ono areas. By July 6th, the Shasta County Sheriff's Office said there was little hope of finding Ember alive.
Matthew Graham was named a person of interest in her disappearance. On July 10th, a pacifier was found on the side of the road with Ember's DNA. Right after that, Matthew Graham stole a gun and took off. On July 13th, he was killed in a standoff with law enforcement in Dunsmuir.
That leads us to today. It's been nearly 8 months since the 6-year-old went missing. KRCR News Channel 7's Danielle Radin sat down with Jamie Lee Graham, Ember's mother. Yesterday, we brought you details about why she believes Ember is still alive. And tonight, she's answering the tough questions about her late husband and the days just before he was shot and killed by police. Danielle joins us now with why Jamie Lee believes Matthew is not responsible for her daughter's disappearance.
Jamie Lee tells me she still 100% believes Ember is alive and her husband Matthew was innocent. I asked her about his bizarre behavior in the final days before he died.
What do you want the public to know about Matthew?
The police department did paint a picture of how they believe that he was or what they believed happened, but as his wife, I know him and he's not capable of hurting somebody, including his own daughter. He's just not.
Jamie Lee Graham is standing by her husband, still professing his innocence 7 months after his death.
Where a lot of people kind of dropped off the search was Matthew's reaction to that pacifier.
Right.
Do you know what happened there?
I mean, he was frantic, and I think he was just really scared. I don't think that he hurt her at all. I don't. I think that he felt that he was going to go to jail no matter what, and they very much painted that picture for him. And I think it just scared him really bad, and he ran. I think that he definitely made a mistake by running, and it wasn't in his head. I don't know why he did what he did.
At the time, his father said Matthew was chasing a lead in Oregon, and that's why he ran from deputies. Jamie Lee doubts that's the case.
A couple days before, we had heard about a baby that was found on a beach that had seizures, and the day before he had ran, we found out that that was not the case. It was not Ember, but that was the only lead that I was aware of anyways about there being anything possibly in Oregon.
Can you see why people who were searching might see that as a bad thing?
I completely agree. I mean, I've had to look at this situation from a million different standpoints, and I see why the police believe what they believe. I see why the community believe what they believe, but being inside the situation, knowing my husband, my daughter, knowing the situation, I know that she's alive, and I know that, and my family knows that, and we're looking for her alive.
The last time Ember was seen alive was in this surveillance video. Matthew carries her into the Happy Valley store, then drives away in the opposite direction of his house. He told investigators he went a route that takes 8 minutes, but was gone for an hour.
The last time that Ember was seen on the surveillance video, when Matthew has her, he goes in the opposite direction of your house. There's an unaccounted hour, the deputies say. Any theories on what was happening there?
We still are just so unsure. There's still that hour of time that we still don't know what happened in. But I do know that his behavior at the store, his behavior when he had gotten home, it was all normal. It was all normal Matthew behavior. There was no red flags. And I believe with all of my heart that if something tragic, something terrible would have happened, he wouldn't have been able to act the way he did, and he was just so normal.
To this day, only Matthew knows what exactly happened in that hour. Ember would be reported missing by Matthew at 5:30 the next morning.
Take me back to the last time you saw her. Was there anything off that night?
No. And that's one of my biggest frustrations is everything was so normal. It was just a normal day. Everything was fine. Matthew was happy. I was happy. It was just another day. And I kissed her goodbye and told her I loved her, and I'd see her in the morning. I never thought that it was going to be the last time.
Recently, there have been internet comments by people saying Jamie Lee's timeline of events did not add up, and I asked her about this. She tells me she did not lie to investigators and has been open and honest since the beginning. Danielle Rading, KRCR, News Channel 7.
If you missed the first part of Danielle's story, you can watch it online or on the go on our free KRCR News Channel 7 app. Just search KRCR in your phone's app store.